Okay, so what are the things you feel like you struggled in on this map?
Um, I don't. So they had a backline that was very hard for me to do anything. Oh, shoot, hold on. I did not mean to start spectating this game. They had a backline that was really hard for me to like do anything about because they had like a Kiri and then a Moira. Oh, no, they had a Kiri and then a Juno, and
Okay,
so they just played really far back, and I wasn't
okay.
allowed to do much with them.
hmm
And then the I got the Reaper and Cassidy, especially when they were out of position, but anytime it felt like I tried to walk on their tank, it felt like I got beamed down because like Reaper would jump out of a corner and the Cassidy would just be shooting me from far away, and I think I would like turn a corner and like I would be out of my LOS out of LOS with my healers for like just a split second, but it was like enough to get me killed. And I think I did that multiple times, especially on one map.
Okay,
But one of the like main things was that I just didn't really feel like I had a target I could go on because the cast was playing far enough back. And every time I tried going on the JQ, their whole team would look at me.
okay. Are you now back to what we're talking about? What what are you looking for? If you can
Just to get
choose,
value
if
with
you could
it.
choose
Um
the best way to get value from your shout, how would you want to use it?
uh if I see that the enemy's clumped up, using it to get a good axe.
No.
I don't exactly understand
Okay.
what you're looking for because I've said saving an ally.
Mid
Um
fight, sustain.
oh yeah, I said that
Well, I was
earlier.
starting over
Oh,
after all
okay.
that. Mid fight, sustain. Right now,
Yeah.
why is this important?
Why is what?
Mid fight, sustain for shout important because you can
Because it
keeps you alive,
helps
right?
the healers, it gives me life, it gives us a mid-fight speed boost to be able to, like, reposition
Mm-hmm.
or be aggressive with it.
Yep. Let's look at when you use shout. Okay. See how you only took 70 damage, right?
Mhm.
When you apply bleed or getting healed while you have overhealth, it's your base health that's being healed, right? Not your overhealth.
Yeah.
So they have to damage you enough to get rid of that overhealth in order to prevent you from getting 100% value from being healed, right?
Yeah.
So if you shout early, you're not going to maximize the value you get from being healed, whether it's bleed or from your teammates. So that's also an important detail that a lot of people don't consider, right?
Mhm.
That's why beat's really good to use when people are low because it gives you all that time to top everybody off heal
To
wise.
cushion, to get everybody topped
Yeah.
off, to, like, stop them from actually just dying to, like,
When
enemy util.
Lucio's beat doesn't last all that long, and a mistake that a lot of people make, a lot of support players make is, oh, they got beat, they don't need to be healed, just damage, damage, damage. The beat's gone, and now they only have 10 HP and they're dead. No,
Mhm.
take if they're low before the beat, continue healing them through the beat, so when the beat's gone, they have full health. Then that's when you can do damage, 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 right? Yeah, give
Yeah.
everyone top sloppy toppy. Okay, so the best way to use it, mid fight sustain, but to add context to that, well, mid fight sustain because in the mid fighting you're sustaining yourself, you've taken damage. Um,
Yeah.
Second best way,
Second best way, I mean, save a person. Um,
kite.
like, I think the worst way is to engage.
It's the
Oh,
kite.
kiting, okay.
It's kite. So mid fight sustain means that you're staying in the fight, right? Because you're applying bleed,
Mhm.
you're getting healed, you're able to stay in the fight longer, right?
Yeah, and that can also mean saving
Kite
somebody.
is you're using it to get the fuck out, to save
Yeah.
yourself. So like you get Maywalled. So you shout to save yourself and get yourself into a safe position. Right?
Mm-hmm.
3.
Engage.
I would say close distance.
Yeah.
And then 4, the least optimal value for your team is to actually save somebody. You don't want save money. Yeah, save Ivan. You don't want to have to save someone with shout. This sucks. Whenever you do this, doesn't it suck?
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasted my shout so they stayed alive.
Yeah,
but
it
like
sucks. That's
someone
what I
not
mean by
dying.
value. Like, but
Mhm.
priority wise, using shout to save somebody
Okay. I see what you mean.
is up here with mid fight sustain, because it's the same thing, mid fight sustain. But it's you want to use it personally, not for somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to.
Yeah, I think that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, nobody. I play a lot of Queen. It fucking sucks when your Genji's inting. You're like, fuck, I have to shout to save him, because you're not getting as much value as you possibly could if you
And
didn't.
I think
fuck up.
the mid fight sustain, like if somebody like if you're mid fight and like you see one of your like your tracers low or something, and or like your Genji's low in mid fight and you use it, it goes along with mid fight sustain. But like just to save somebody, and because
Yes.
that
So
was kind of what I was
what
meaning
that
with save
yeah
somebody.
yeah what that is if one of your squishies are low, that means they fucked up, most likely, right? Well, a lot of times when you use shout to save someone, that means they fucked up, because if they're in danger of dying, that means they fucked up. So that's a negative. They fucked up. That's a negative. So you're using shout, a positive, to save them, to negate the negative, so you get a value of 0. That's what I'm trying to portray here. That's what I mean. Okay. All right. Is my stream still looking fine?
Yeah, your stream's still looking fine.
Okay. So you got no value from that shout. Let's go back and look.
I think I still get the value from the shout because I still have the speed boost. I think that though that the Lucio should definitely I should like kind of rely on his.
All right,
speed
so you
boost
didn't
here.
need the speed boost to do anything to that Genji. You are a. Okay, barely the speed boost allows you to finish him off. Barely.
Just knowing JQ.
But
it wasn't a good shout. Yeah, it wasn't.
But imagine if instead of using when you used it, right? You're still able to do them. You haven't used it yet. You have taken damage without shout, so you're not full health. Now you shout. Now you're able to get back that health.
Yeah.
That would be mid-fight sustain, so you're not only getting mid-fight sustain, but you're also closing distance, so you're getting double value. Right?
Yeah.
So he dies, you're also getting that mid-fight sustain. Now you don't have that mid-fight sustain. You're in between their entire team with no shout.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So I definitely should have waited to use it.
Yep. Okay. Let's look what your team is doing. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. The queen drops. Okay. Right. You see the Mercy. You hear the shout below you, so you know the queen is going this way, right? This Mercy ends up Guardian Angel over here. So in order to do anything to them, you have to close all this distance. The distance is already closed for the queen.
Yeah, I
Can
think
your
definitely
team
going on the
where they're
queen.
at follow up on this?
No.
Okay.
And I think the reason why I made the decision to go after the supports was to make them back up so that this queen would get no support from their team.
Well, she's already used
And
shout,
so that
right? You know
yeah.
she's used shout. She doesn't have shout anymore. And between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, do you think that y'all can out damage the support healing? Not only that,
Yeah.
on top of that, with Juno's nerf, Queen needs to back up in order to get full value from her healing.
Oh,
Right?
you're right.
So you're gonna force out their queen towards their supports, getting them off point. You're able to get point, and now the distance is closed while you are pressuring the queen. And once the distance is closed, then you can go on the supports.
Yeah, and so if I were to just like wait up here to get Kira healing and then just drop and axe the queen,
Yeah.
that would be
When I was watching
okay.
in your POV, I was like, please drop, please drop, please drop. Yep. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what's going on over here. See, that that queen was able to get up there for free, right? She would not be up here at all.
Yeah.
And now your team's completely split. And this goes back to what I mentioned about the Lucio earlier, right? The way
I was controlling some of the
your
aggro.
decision making made your Lucio make the decision to go in with you, and he died for it, and it made it look like he was feeding when he really wasn't. He was trying to make a play with you. If you went on this queen, what decision do you think your team is going to make?
Everybody look at the queen, and then
everybody's going to be most likely looking at the queen, right? This Sojourn, she goes over here. She was right here. She goes over here because she wants to follow up with you. Your decision to go this way on the supports is affecting the Sojourn's decision making.
Because
this Sojourn goes on the queen totally with you if you dropped on the queen, most likely.
Yeah.
This is another great example of how your decisions affect your teammates' decisions. And tank is huge regarding that. Huge. Right? See, the Sojourn doesn't know what the fuck to do. And now your Kiri's dead. That's fine, she dies anyway, but your Kiri would have probably lived. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah. One of the things I did work on here was someone had said like using ults defensively based on what they're using, and so I really tried to like use my ult to just like cuck their Juno ult.
Yes, I was gonna ask you what what enemy ult do you think you should use your ult for? Juno ult. Whenever I'm playing Queen into a Juno, I legit 90% of the time use it during Juno ult because they end up all stacked together. They're usually a lot of times they're low when they use Juno ult. So sometimes you can catch them before they get in the little circle to get healed. And
then also you just can't die because they all gave you healing.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
And that's one of the reasons why I like Queen, especially right now, because like everybody's running Juno.
Yeah.
And like it's just counter really. And they're either forced to use like a Lucio or something else, and it's a lot of value for us.
Okay, so I know I'm getting super nitpicky here. Where's your team? Where the fuck is Sojourn? Okay. Whenever you are in here, and the enemy team pushes in this way, right? Do you have cover advantage?
No, not at all.
Do they have cover advantage?
Yes.
Now, if you are out here and they push in this way, do you have cover advantage?
Yes.
Yeah, because you have these, right? Do they have cover advantage?
No.
No.
So let them come to me first, especially since they're the better brawl.
You're playing defense. You don't have to make any plays. On top of that, Kiri's out. Lucio's out here. Sojourn is going on a flank. I don't really like this flank for Sojourn, but
Neither do I.
But if you pushed in, it would make it even worse, because all that would do is, like, say you push in this way, now she's not even on an off angle anymore, right?
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, nice one.
Trust, we trust. I can hit my shot sometimes. Trust.
Yeah, I know. I know you do. Now being in here is fine, because if you play up here, you have the cover advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Especially since your Sojourn's up. Since your Sojourn's up, play up.
Okay.
Because she probably stays in there longer. Okay.
I think I run to my Kiri there so that we're all grouped up. But we aren't all grouped up, but like the Sojourn just kind of ran away from.
Yeah.
She should have been backing up.
Was the Genji your best option? No.
No, Moira.
But on
was.
top of it, what makes it worse is if he has dash, which he does, you're gonna whiff completely. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go on more vulnerable targets. At least if you try to axe Moira if she fades away, which you should try not to. You should try to bait with knife.
Yeah.
She'll fade closer, like away from the fight. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And now you're on the low ground having to figure out what you're trying to do now. Like you were out of the fight way too long. Like that cast would probably be dead if you went on that Moira. That sucks. Go for the mini. There were a bunch of like little decision-making mistakes that we could take years to go over in that fight, but I'm not going to. Y'all win that round?
Yeah, we did.
Looks
That
like-
was the only round we did win.
Okay.
Because then they swapped to. I don't know why they swapped Monkey.
Reaper now.
Yeah, they were definitely.
Moira.
Yeah, the Reaper and the Moira. Just that was like what made
Okay.
it impossible to win.
I have come to the
Because they
conclusion.
had so many cleanses.
You just shouted here?
Because the Lucio speed.
Yeah. I've come to the conclusion if you're going to be speed boosted out, whether it's a Lucio or, well, with Lucio you want to shout with the speed. With Juno you don't.
Oh, okay. So
I've
Lucio,
come-
you do.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I've come to the conclusion I just don't do it anymore. I just don't. I hate, because by the time, especially on control, by the time that you get there, like you have, it's on 10 seconds, which isn't bad, but you have to play slow until it comes back. It's not. There's just been a few times where I got in trouble. That's kind of like a comfort thing, I guess. It's not really like why is.
What are you looking at?
Okay, See how that shout, because of it, you're able to get back to full base health.
And I got away from her axe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like, especially when there's a queen
yeah.
that's
I
like
was saying,
getting in front
I
of
think
me.
that was a good shot. I think that shot was fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say I like baiting abilities on queens.
No,
just because,
no.
like they don't expect it.
Do you think what do you think's more important, shout or axe?
Well, shout's way more important.
Yeah. So maybe I do try to tank that axe only because she was also where you could axe her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you had the cover advantage. I don't think you die there.
Yeah, especially.
So I think it was fine, but it wasn't optimal. Okay, let's see why you die here. Okay, so you shout. All right. It is now gone. Let's watch this fight real quick in half speed. Actually, let's watch it in full speed. And then we'll watch it in half speed.
The objective is now.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I'm away from my Kiri. I just LOS'd of her. Then I went to 2 very high damage people, and I turned my back to the Cassidy. Well, he had the speed ring as well. So I was kind of just in a situation because I also didn't have my shout, and a lot of times, what I'll call like especially in orc play is like JQ doesn't have her shout, so focus the JQ because she doesn't have any.
I don't think that was a good
sustainers
shout.
and axe.
Looking back at it, I don't think it was a good shot at all. It could have been worse, but you had plenty of health by the time you shouted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another thing is like this is a great power position for Queen because you have the cover advantage, and if they want to get in here, you're gonna axe them. You're gonna fuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. You want them to have to go this way. They're either going to have to go this way, which you can take advantage of, or try to brute force you. But your team will have like an off angle if they do that.
Right? Okay.
And it gives you options on their squishies. You could fish for them. So you shouted to give up that power position. Right? Now you're just going to face tank 2 shotguns in the face. Your Kiri can't kill you properly. The Scary is playing smart, she's playing cover, but in order to really fully support you, if she chooses to, she'll have to like peek the cast and probably die herself. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Small micro thing. Remind me to show you something later. A JQ tech. A JQ tech later. I learned it. Okay. Okay, here you're about to choose to go on the Queen. You have half health. You know there's a Reaper, right? You don't have shout. Do you think you can hard engage there?
No.
No.
I shouldn't.
Stay, play cover, play slow.
The objective is now active.
When you do not have the cooldown advantage, you play slow. When you have the cooldown advantage, you play fast. You have to play slow here. You're trying to play fast, and you get punished for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just stay here, get fully healed, and then try to go for a squishy. You still have the power position on point. La, la. When did we start this?
Nobody reigns forever.
Pod? 8:15, so probably around 8:25. Okay. Nice. Did you need a knife there? Did you need a shout there?
No, I don't think so.
No, you did not.
I think the only reason why I shouted was that they looked at someone else's house. But that's still looking
Could you have shouted there when you're at half health, close the distance, and get that mid-fight sustain, and gotten more of your base health full?
Yeah.
Yep. I don't even have to explain why that happened. Okay.
Okay, well, I did it because I knew the Reaper was there.
Yeah,
I just
yeah, yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
that he faded out.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. You're turning yourself behind the rest of the team, making yourself pinced out. Okay. You wasted your shout. You need to. I don't mind that you go on the queen. I
was more trying to because she was like hard focusing the Hanzo.
Yeah.
I was more trying to pincer her,
I mean,
and the Hanzo just keeps running away.
but now look at the position that like your entire team is in now with the Reaper and the Moira.
Mhm.
I think it would have been better to hope for the best with Hanzo and just try to keep him out, keep him away.
Okay.
Maybe not. I think that might have been the best option for you. Because now, I mean, this is a shitty situation. Very bad for you guys. Nah, maybe not. Maybe it's fine, because your team followed you. Don't have shout, so you can't play fast. You're playing fast there,
Without shout.
without shout. Literally, if you just waited 2 seconds. Your shouts are pretty poor.
Yeah, and then that was the one thing that we last time talked about, and I like have been working on it. I have been, but I guess I like still. I think I've definitely had better shouts. Than what I used to have,
It doesn't help
like-
that their comp is just far superior than yours.
I know.
Okay. When do you? Oh. Okay. Look at all this health that you have.
Why did?
And
why
you
did
got
we
beat,
lose
right? You did
CLP2?
not need, even if you didn't have beat, you did not need a shout there. Not at all.
I like shouting after.
I know,
like, before,
but doesn't mean that you need to do it.
I've seen that a lot of like good JQs will like shout instantly.
I mean, it's definitely
after.
it's situational. I think shouting during your ult is completely fine generally because you want to close the distance. You want to take advantage of your ult. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna worry about it. It's fine. Bad shout. Try to aim a little bit more on the head. Going for body shots.
Technically, it's better to aim for like the neck area, actually.
Well, but you're aiming on the stomach.
Yeah.
But that's mechanics. Bad shout again. It seems like you shout because you want to finish somebody off.
Mm-hmm.
Like you think you have a chance to kill somebody, so you just default to shouting.
Probably.
Stop doing that. What do you shout there? Okay. So, what did we see? The problems we actually saw in this game.
So we saw poor ability usage. We saw
Specifically, shout.
poor use of like kill boxes / cover. You know, like taking advantage of the area that we have.
Okay.
Poor like aggression, like the team aggression management, kind of. I don't know exactly how to say that, but it's like because I aggressed
Let
and use my abilities in an aggressive way, that or like I chose a target that was like not the correct one. Someone followed me, and instead, if I had put what if I had like chosen the correct target, my team or not engaged, then like my team wouldn't like we would have won that
Yeah.
fight like uncontested.
so making decisions that affect teammate decisions poorly. This is going to be a tough one to work on, but just keep that in mind as much as you can. This is really, really hard. Okay, so how are you going to fix this? The poor shout usage.
Make sure that it's mostly used during like for sustain instead of like engaging, which is what I'm trying to do.
And avoid using it to finish off
Kill.
Elim. Because it sucks when you try to do that, use shout to
And then
quote finish off
they
Elim.
don't-
One, you didn't need to use the shout to do that. And two, you end up not killing him. And now you don't have shout.
Yeah.
Okay. Cover usage. So what are your team's strengths? What are enemy team's strengths? This affects how you use cover. Okay.
Oh, and also for poor shout usage, make sure not to like play slow without the shout.
Well, it plays slow when you don't have cooldown advantage or
Yeah.
cooldown or positional advantage. Okay,
Yeah.
because the other queen might not have shout either, right? Make decisions that affect team when you go in, or make it look like you go in.
Teammates often try to
may
follow.
go in and get killed. Your target prio affects teammates target prio. All right.
I feel like in an org setting, like I'd say like everyone like look at the queen. I'm gonna distract support.
Yeah.
But
Or,
I should
but this is comp.
also look. I know it's comp, but I also should have looked at the queen.
Yes, you should have. Okay. So.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
Oops.
Why'd you type a paragraph? Why didn't you just say commit?
Huh?
You could have just said commit to a target on the first one.
You weren't here.
Making decisions.
You weren't here.
No, I was in the stream.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about for the last one.
Your target prio
like making
affects...
decisions that affect your teammate.
Yeah, your target prio affects teammates' target prio. I'm talking about a very specific situation. When he went on the back line, when he should have gone on the queen, it made the Sojourn try to follow up with him when she really couldn't, and he really couldn't go on the back line. So they got split. They ended up winning the fight, but their Kiri died because of it. That's a non-issue. That's a non-issue. That's a non-issue. We don't we don't need it. So you weren't struggling because of a tough backline. You weren't really getting punished for going on the tank.
It was more of that I was going in whenever I didn't have the advantage.
Yeah. I only saw like one I wasn't really paying too much attention. One, maybe twice when you're LOSing healers, but that's not why you were dying. Okay.
Okay. And
So-
then the tough backline was just that I couldn't do much to the Juno and the Mercy.
You weren't playing creative
Uh,
enough.
Yeah.
All right.